Hello, everyone, and welcome to the August episode of Movie Club. It should be 11.
I like how you're like, it should be 11,
Well-
but you've given up completely on guessing.
Well, it should be 11 because Movie Club's on the right schedule,
Yes, it is 11.
whereas
Because
the regular show is kind of off by one.
off. Yeah, so what it is we just did episode 11 of the SWW show last time we recorded,
Yeah.
and Movie Club 10 was right before that. Okay. But yeah, I'm Mike. That there is AJ.
Yep.
So, AJ, this is how I know you've been too busy and don't check your social media. Because the SWW social media did like a giant social media blitz.
Yep.
And I called you the Detroit native in that tweet, and you have yet to respond on it.
Actually, I did see it, but I've been super busy, so
I was
And,
real hoping when you saw that, I would just get like an angry text from you.
oh, well, I've given up with this. I saw that you put it in quotes, but that's it.
It was so good. I was thinking as I was writing this, I was like, what's the best way to get under your skin? I was like, say he's from Detroit. I almost said you're from Flint, but I don't know what's more insulting.
Either really.
Like, okay, what if I said you're from the UP? Is that an insult? Like, I don't
No,
understand
it's
how
beautiful.
Michigan geography works. And that is, this is interesting to me. My understanding is, like, no one lives in the UP. It's fucking cold as hell, but everyone loves the UP. Is that correct?
Not a lot of people live there. It does get cold in the winter.
My old
But
boss...
not necessarily as cold as like Minnesota does, because it's got Lake Superior,
Yeah.
and Lake
so
Superior
my-
rarely freezes.
Okay.
So bodies of water act as an insulator.
Cause my old boss like grew up in the UP, and he used to talk about he's like they were the worst fucking winters he ever had in his life.
Oh, you get a ton of snow.
That's what I think he's like you would just be there were times he's like I was just in my house for weeks. Okay.
Yeah, you get a ton of snow,
Uh,
but it's not necessarily as cold as like International Falls or North Dakota area.
Okay, now that's a good one. North Dakota. Do people actually live there,
Yeah.
or is that just where we just have that corn palace? Or is that South Dakota? Where's the corn palace?
I have no idea. Mount Rushmore is in South Dakota.
I think maybe South Dakota. Have you never been to the corn palace?
Nope.
It's this fucking place that they just like it's coin themed and it's like a fucking palace. But it's a tourist attraction. I don't understand it.
Okay.
I think it's not that far from the old. There's like an old like gas station with like a giant dinosaur themed.
Well, here's the problem. There's a gas station. It's called. It's gonna bug me. They're all over Colorado, and they have the dinosaur is their mascot. Sinclair oil.
Maybe it's Sinclair I'm thinking of.
But they're a chain, and so like they always have a dinosaur out front.
Right, 'cause it's like the one from Fallout New Vegas, but it's an actual real place. And that's what people don't understand. Like that thing was kind of making fun of an actual thing.
Yeah, I mean, there's probably Sinclairs out by New Vegas or by Vegas.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's mainly in the Colorado area.
Okay. So AJ, so you've been very busy at work, you claim,
Yeah.
or in life.
Oh yeah, I've been busy.
Did
now.
you? So do you have any like? Have you seen or played anything fun or exciting these last month?
Well, I know you and I have both seen The Boys on Amazon.
Do you want to start there? Because I didn't know you've seen this also, and I feel like this is a fun
Yeah,
thing.
okay.
So The Boys. So you don't love superheroes. We're gonna say. I'm not saying you hate them, but like you're very mixed on them. What is
Yeah.
your? what is your opinion on Les Boys?
I think it's the best showing of what superheroes should really be.
So I like that a lot. Here's my pitch for you, okay? It's the Tick if they didn't fuck up the second season.
See, I didn't see the Tick.
Like it's this.
I heard it was good.
Okay,
but-
so it's the same. I argue it's the same type of like theme, and like it tries to be funny, but it's really this very dark thing. But like the Tick does like, and it's an optimistic way. This does it in a pessimistic way, but it's the same style. So the boys. So I immediately was like, fine, Amazon, you make me watch a trailer for this fucker every time I watch anything. I'll watch this show. The opening like scene of like, okay, and he goes to kiss his like girlfriend.
Oh, and she
and then
gets
the
vaporized.
fucking, and he's holding her hands, and I was just like, oh, that's what we're doing for the show. I understand now.
Yeah.
That's a good opening way to describe the show, at least, is that scene.
That's a really good opening for if, we're gonna like really show that this is a real thing. It's not these superheroes aren't comic book superheroes.
Which is so funny, because they actually made comic books, so they are comic book superheroes. But yeah, so I like that. I think that's a good scene to describe it, and I think the airplane scene, like in one of the later episodes, describes the show perfectly also.
Oh, yeah, the descent of Homelander.
Yeah, like the one where she's like, where she's like, okay, we're gonna save the girl, and he's like, no, we're not. He's like, we can't save this girl, because then she'll tell people we let everyone else die.
Yeah. I mean, it does a very good job of like going, okay, Avengers are cool, but let's be realistic.
Also, I appreciate like throughout the entire series, it's this very thing of like you kind of know there's nothing anyone can actually do to stop them, but like you feel like maybe there's a chance, and then it just like fucking slaps it at you at the end of the series, at the end of the season, with like when he's like when he's like, oh, and here's my son and your wife, have a good day.
Well, you just spoiled basically the second half of that show.
Well, we already started talking about it. It's too late.
I will say though, the destruction of Vanisher is probably the funniest thing.
That is, I like when you first realize like what's going on, and then yeah.
Well, because they had the signage of like keep your hands clean, and then Chef starts watching the thing about the tortoise. Mm-hmm. So I figured they were gonna poison him and kill him that way. Instead, they knock him out and shove C4 up his ass.
Right, which is the thing that gets me too. Is so he goes invisible. I understand that, right? Shouldn't we see the C4?
No, because you have to remember it's like a cloak. It's not necessarily like his body turns invisible.
So, but it was kind of that because he'd be naked was part of it.
Because his clothes wouldn't turn invisible. So like his skin is the thing that goes invisible.
Is the cloak?
Yeah.
Okay. So he's great. I also love the Aquaman thing of going to Sandusky, Ohio.
Yeah, which the two dicks in this show did not need to be shown.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they linger on Vanisher's dick for a while.
Yeah. But so going to Sandusky, Ohio felt 100% random to me. And then I like the thing of like, yeah, and you get like $100 a day to live off of. And in my head I was like, that's not that much.
But then you think about it's Ohio.
And he has no rent.
Yeah.
But it's just so funny of like of like your stipend's $100. He just stares at him like, what do you mean my stipend's $100?
Or he's like, where's my crime itinerary?
He's like, there's no crime, it's Sandusky.
But we've got a water park.
Because that was how how we got the lobster scene, right? He was going grocery shopping,
Yeah.
and he gets the lobster. He's like, I want that one. He's gonna save him, and the guy goes, okay, and puts the knife straight through its head.
That was pretty good. But yeah, I mean, the series is definitely like. Okay, guys, let's be realistic. This is what would happen with superheroes. Like, they can't save
Yeah.
everyone.
I like the pure optimism and like thinking she can of Starlight.
Until she realizes that.
You can't.
Until it was manufactured.
Yeah.
Which that
like-
scene when they go to the hospital and they find the baby is
Oh, yeah.
awesome because then they just vaporize the dudes that come in after them.
See, I like that. The disgusting scene about babies to me is when they do the fake flashback of what happened to what's his face
Yeah.
wife, and it's like when she gives birth,
Yeah, that was pretty
and
messy.
fucking the kid rips through. I was like, holy shit. So I think the negative of the show is I don't feel like when you started adding the side characters with the boys, like the one Wolverine like girl I didn't like that much, for example.
Oh, the Asian girl?
Yeah. She was a little weird to me.
Well, because
think that-
like for the longest time, you didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, I think that's kind of my problem with it. I think the Hispanic side character, this shows my knowledge of any names that aren't superhero names, is the one where I go a little but there's the two side characters with the boys. So there is Carl Urban, there's the main character, there's the Hispanic guy, and there's the black guy.
He's not Hispanic, he's French.
He's French?
Chef is French.
Oh, fucking hell.
God, you're a racist. Well, it makes sense. You live in Florida.
I hate you so much.
Yeah, I thought it was weird. I mean, Carl Urban did a really good job. Dennis Quaid's son did a really good job.
But
I
legitimately, the
loved,
actress
though,
who...
that Black Noir, who's supposed to be Black Panther, they have...
Oh, I thought he was supposed to be Batman. No, he's supposed to be Batman, you idiot.
No, he isn't.
Yeah, he is. He's in the fucking full, like, Batman thing, and it's the Justice League. This is the Justice League.
Like,
Think about it.
Well,
You
no,
had
if
Superman, you had
look
Wonder Woman.
Watch Black Noir as him being Black Panther. It makes a lot more sense when they meet in the alley.
Okay, but he is totally Batman.
Oh yeah, I think his character is supposed to be Batman, but the way that they did costume design.
Okay, maybe I'll give you that one. But I meant he is Batman, is what the whole thing, because this is Justice League.
Yeah.
They have the fucking tower, it's the 7, like... I would say, though, the actress who played Starlight, really fucking good.
Yeah.
And so there's that weird... So I also like, and this is going to sound weird, but like the weird descent of her character, like in depression of like, when it was like, when she decided she was going to be like, fuck it, and she was going to be the sex icon too, was this, like, it was a really cool range of watching the character. Of like when they're at the party and she was like seducing the one army guy or whatever.
Yeah. It shows you that, you know, these people are, like, they're humans. They're not just...
Right, and I think that's kind of the way I think of it too. Is it felt like it showed like it actually showed growth of a character. Even if it's negative growth, it's still this very interesting range. Where you could have just made her the goody two shoe the entire time.
Yeah. Well, seeing as how we spoiled this series, I'm just going to say that I was surprised by the end.
By what do you mean?
Mainly that Homelander saved Carl Urban.
Oh, that's true. I thought he was dead. I thought that it was going to end, cut to black, we were good to go.
Well, and even if that was the case, like, why would he save him? Because think about it, like, the head of the 7, whatever her name was,
Yeah.
was like a mother figure to him. So
That
Carl
was-
Urban just blew up his mother in front of him.
That was also so insane when all of that happened, and it was like, okay. And he went, I don't care about her, and just you knew what was happening when he was about to laser beam her out.
Yeah.
But I have many
because
questions.
they wrote it as like he's going to do it on his terms.
Yeah.
But then Carl Urban's like, nope, I don't care.
My question though about Homelander is about his mommy issues apparently.
Well, it makes you wonder if he killed his parents.
Yeah, because like the amount of like it totally was like a Freudian mommy issue thing with her.
Yeah.
And that was what was very interesting about it.
Well, in the whole when they did his, like, oh, this is the house that I grew up in.
Yeah, and he's like, it's not, and then you saw like the wrong blanket, and he lost it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very interesting show.
Because you have to imagine, like, the only reason that would have happened is because he murked his parents.
Or if he grew, because he says about something about growing up in a lab, so.
Well, but maybe because he didn't have parents, because they grow him in the dude's lab. The dude
Right,
with the corgis.
but like, it's so fucking. I totally love the thing of like watching the woman running the Seven get a bill through Congress.
Oh yeah, just
Like the senator that
They
she
blackmailed.
fucking yes, and he's like it's fine. He's like, I can be gay now. He's like, it's acceptable. He goes, she's like, you're from Oklahoma. No, it's not. That was such a good like, holy shit. It was that entire opening. You're like, what the fuck is going on?
yeah. It was
Because like I
it was
realized
weird.
it was a shapeshifter, but I thought it was actually her as a shapeshifter at first, not like a third party.
Yeah, and just the idea that Vought controls all of the superheroes.
Yeah. And like now they control basically everything.
Yeah, when they announced, it was pretty obvious where you could see where it was going when they found out that the Asian girl had been, illegally, I guess, injected. Like, okay, they're trying to create supervillains too.
But it was very interesting that you found out that Homelander created them.
Did he though?
Yeah, that's what he said. He was the one who, with the Iraqis or whatever it was, Iran or whatever that group, the Middle Eastern group was, he ran the serum to him first.
Does he say that to the lady that runs Vought?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I remember him saying that, but I couldn't remember if it was like with people as like, I have
No.
this story and I'm gonna take it to the press and like.
No, he said that to her, and that's when she was so proud of him or whatever.
Right. Yeah. Okay. This is the problem. I watched it, but I watched it in 2 days, 2 or 3 days.
I watched it in like 2 or 3 days also.
So some of the stuff I've forgotten, like context-wise. But yeah, it's
It
a
was
very good show. I would love to see.
It was weird though. You know, it was Seth Rogen produced and supposed to be directed by.
I saw Rogan's name on a couple episodes as a producer.
He was supposed to be like the director of the whole thing, but I think he got too busy for it.
I mean, I guess good for him, right? Like,
Yeah.
he's busy, so he's doing his thing.
Nice. So next thing, I've played more Hitman 2. Just for the hell of it. AJ, I did something that, with me playing video games, we all thought was impossible. I've played 2 levels of Hitman 2 now, where I've only killed my targets and no one else.
Did that include the bank?
Yes, one was at the bank.
The bank was hard.
The bank is hard as fuck.
Like if you're only trying to kill the one person.
The bank in general is hard. Like, the bank I think is not as hard. I think there are harder ones, but the bank, just because there's so many security systems and there's so many areas, the bank's hard.
So the problem with the bank is I watched the quick look of it before I played it, which is the first time I've ever done that with Giant Bomb and Hitman stuff. So I knew kind of the layout of the level. So going in, I had already kind of figured out what I was going to do instead of that natural discovery. But I ended up doing most of, the stuff.
But no, I really like the banks. I bought the DLC. I think the bank is for sure one of their strongest levels. I also really like the idea of how she watches all of the bank floor from the grounds. How I got to her also was I was the guy who was getting fired.
Yeah, I did that too.
I think that's the easiest way to get to her.
Yeah. I think there's a way to do the guy that's getting an interview.
Yes, but I couldn't figure it out.
I'm sure there's a guide for it, but
I was trying to naturally go through it.
I think whatever your first choice is
is
either you're gonna make it or not, because then down the line the other two are kind of tough to come back from.
That was always interesting stuff. The whole interview process, I thought it was fun that they set up an entire interview, actually.
Yeah, I did the interview story. I did a bunch of the stories. I think I missed 2 of the stories in my first.
Nice. I also for the vault downstairs, the way I smoked them all out was you put in the poison and you turn on the AC unit, which is such an easy way to get them out.
I did chloroform.
And then as they all walk back in, because over time they will one at a time come back to check on the room. You just have something to throw at them, and then you throw their bodies away.
Oh, you don't even have to do that. I think if you did chloroform, they are unconscious.
Oh, see, if you poison them, they leave. See, if you poison them, they leave. They don't die, but they're like, oh crap, it's poison, get out.
Yeah, chloroform just knocks them out.
And then one at a time, they'll check on the room. Interesting. So what do you think the other mission I've done without killing people are? This is my favorite mission in Hitman 2.
Is it specific to Hitman 2?
Yes.
Did you do the neighborhood?
Vermont, correct. Vermont is my favorite environment I think they've done.
It's the most diverse.
I kind of the whole the neighborhood environment of it, and the part of it being one of the mission stories I did was you poison his burger.
Yeah.
Which is fun.
Well, think about it. Think about it this way, right? The neighborhood. If you look at in terms of places you can go into, it isn't much bigger than Japan.
It's not much bigger, but I feel physical size, I don't think it's bigger, but Japan is Patient Zero, right?
Well, yeah, one of the Patient Zero takes place there.
Okay, Patient Zero, I think, is just so fucking hard, and it's so tight of spaces, and there's so tight of security, where I think Vermont gives me physical freedom in the space environment, and because none of it's actually blocked off, it's just blocked off in the sense of if you get caught, you're in trouble, but I could basically jump over yards really quickly and jump out of stuff. I think it makes me feel less stressed in it.
Yeah.
But no,
it's very much, it's Japan, but instead of every door being locked, every door is open.
Or it's Japan, instead of there being doors everywhere, you could jump, instead of there being walls, you could jump over the wall. But also, it being Vermont, I could literally get into a secure area and out immediately, continually.
Yeah. Did you ever do They're the guys working on the road. There's an exit there.
No.
Did you ever get
No,
that?
I did the exit. No, I just did the tunnel exits. Like the walking down the bridge.
Oh. I did the garbage man, I did the underground bunker, and I did one other one.
Nice. I did. Also to kill the old man. I like the one where you just put poison in his cigarette.
Yeah.
Or I like the one you loosen the oxygen tank.
That one. You can do while you're doing a massage, you can break his neck.
It's a good one.
Which is a harken back
Nice.
to Marrakesh, where you can kill the Swedish guy.
Nice. Have you've seen the no clip documentary on Hitman, right?
Yeah.
Did you laugh as much as Danny O'Dwyer laughed when the developer happened to reference the giant bomb play of it? She's like, yeah, I saw a video of people just chucking flashbangs on the way out, and it's fucking Dan Riker,
Oh, well, yeah, and then they cut to
the actual.
Quick, yeah.
But it's so funny because you could tell like she didn't know who it was.
Yeah.
Danny O'Dwyer's laughing his ass off.
Yeah, she clearly doesn't know who it is, but Danny knows them very well.
Danny fully knows what she's referencing.
Yeah.
God. What else have I played? I've been playing Apex a lot more with Finn. I am almost to silver in the ranked.
Nice.
Also, Apex has Apex Solo for another like day and a half. God, Apex Solo needs to be a thing they keep around.
Well,
Apex Solo reminds.
here's the problem.
Do you remember how like?
Here's the problem,
Go on.
okay? I haven't played it. I haven't played Apex in a very long time. Like at least half of the operators are team play focused.
And that's true, but because it being solo, you don't get locked out of operators.
That's fine, but they should take a lifeline out.
Like, you think it just shouldn't be an option?
Yeah, because her Q is only effective. Well,
No,
no,
it's
her
a Q.
passive is only effective.
Her passive, okay. Her Q is good. Her Q is the healer bot.
Yeah. But her passive is faster revive.
And that's
And
valid.
since there's no revive, it doesn't make sense.
But to me, and that's kind of like where I don't know if I agree with you on they should take them out, is because it's solo and you only get locked from team picks, you can choose whoever you want. Like, you never have the situation where you don't get the character you want.
Yeah. Which that's fine, but they shouldn't like in an ability-based game like Apex. It makes it tough to have Lifeline picked at all in solo. When
And that's true.
her passive is only useful for team play. Like if we're being honest, I think Bangalore is probably the best to play solo.
See, and I disagree. I was gonna say I've really gotten decent at Mirage in solo, because Mirage's ult is the like all of the clones,
Yeah.
and that's the fun one in solo when you're like in the end of and it's like 3 or 4 of you in the ring, because you just chuck that guy out quickly, and then they all kill each other because they all come out to shoot at it.
Yeah.
Also, Mirage's ult's just really good at the end of the game because of scenarios like that
Yeah.
when you're trying to smoke people
But
out.
he's kind of pointless otherwise.
His Q of like the solo one isn't atrocious if you're hiding. But I was gonna say though, the game to me, solo, reminds me of like the whole like PUBG solo is a horror game argument. That's totally what Apex solo feels like. Which is funny because like Blackout, like the Call of Duty one, I don't think feels that way solo where this does. So I'm very curious. I don't know why though, because maybe to me it's because Call of Duty is more cartoony in nature. I think in the sense of like the shooting's more arcadey and stuff like that. I almost make it feel like it feels different solo.
Maybe.
But speaking of Call of Duty, I've also been the PS4 had the open Call of Duty alpha the last 2 days. So I've been playing that, and so it was a 2v2 mode, 40-second rounds, and it just gave you random guns every time.
Yeah.
This Call of Duty feels real fucking good, but it's funny because it feels like Call of Duty, but it's totally this like. Have you seen like the look for Modern Warfare? This new one.
I've only seen really the trailer.
Okay, where it looks a little more hyper realistic, it's kind of like the look for this. They totally got that feeling right, and like when I hold a gun, the sounds it shoots out, like even like the vibrations of the gun, like and the animations of how it clicks and reloads, it reminds me of feelings of like it reminds me of like Battlefield 4 like type feeling compared to Call of Duty.
Yeah.
But it still shoots like a Call of Duty gun.
Well, I remember seeing they have a new, like, I forget what they're calling it, nighttime mode. Where the only way to tell if it's a friendly is, I think they have lasers.
Yeah.
And you can see them through the, through your night vision. That's pretty cool.
But no, I think this has actually convinced me to like be very intrigued by Call of Duty this year, just by the feeling of it. So, we'll see if that goes somewhere for me.
In terms of games I've played besides, really anything. I played. Let me make sure I get the name right. Until You Fall.
Which is a game we got from the developer because we have to do that transparency nonsense.
Yeah. It comes out probably whenever this episode goes out. Or the week it goes out, I should say. So I played that. Played some Hitman.
So what is Until we might? So I know I gave you the code, but can you walk through that game some more?
It's a hack and slash game.
So it's a VR hack and slash, right?
Yeah. It's alright. I mean, it's got some cool things. And cool mechanics, but, like, it's got, the idea of parrying and stuff like that. Which is pretty cool. But
Which is funny, because, like, to me, totally, like, VR, I'm surprised there aren't more games that try to do stuff like parrying in it.
well, the problem is, with VR, if you do a parry, you're kind of expected, like, it's going to throw you back.
Right.
But since you're in VR and there's no feedback, like, you could put a parry system in there, but it would just, like, you would block and then just shank the dude.
So you have to find creative ways to do it, I think, is the problem.
Which this it kind of does, because, like, you can, there's a dash, and you can actually dash into enemies and kind of break their guard. So you can get a few hits in. So that's pretty cool. But other than that, it's a hack and slash. If you like him, then you're gonna like it.
So you think it's nothing amazing, but it's a good one of those, is a good way to put it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's nothing wrong with what it is.
Nice. Okay.
Since we last talked, I've put 26 hours into Farming Simulator 19.
Fucking hell.
Well, rewind. I bought and then put 26 hours into Farming Simulator 19.
Farming Simulator.
Yep.
Tell me what you do in Farming Simulator.
You farm.
Anything else?
They have a lumber mechanic in this one, which I don't know if it's been in ones previous. Yeah.
So, why?
Why? Why not?
Is it fun?
So I'll put it to you this way: it's a really, really good, like, when I wake up, and to kind of wake up and activate my brain.
It's by farming.
I'll just hop into Farming Simulator because, like, it's a lot of monotonous tasks, right? It's a lot of going down a field and coming back, and it's not very fast. So it just kind of gets your brain working, and you know, like, you wake up, I guess.
Is Farming Simulator like one of those games that has like $10,000 of DLC?
No. It's got
Doesn't that Truck Simulator has something absurd amount of DLC?
Train Simulator. One of them is notorious for having like $2,000 worth of DLC.
Okay.
This has $35. But so what happened was there's a Platinum Edition, which includes the Platinum expansion.
Did you get a Platinum trophy?
No.
No.
Which the Platinum expansion isn't out yet. It's coming out soon. October 22nd. And it's the first time that the brand Claas, CLAAS, which I believe is a mainly European brand.
Okay.
It's the first time it's ever been in the game series. It's the same price to get that as the DLC is $20. The Platinum Edition is $35, but the base game is $35. So I just bought the base game.
Okay.
Or no, I bought the Platinum Edition and got the base game. You know, essentially for free. And they had... What DLCs do they have? They have a John Deere Cotton DLC. Because like I said, I haven't played any before, so this is the first time I've played them. But I think they have a cotton, like you can grow and harvest cotton in it. And so they had some new John Deere stuff, and like all of the DLCs add like, oh, it's a brand, like it's mainly one brand, but it'll also add this or that, and but yeah.
So, back to my question that I don't think you answered. Is the game fun?
It's enjoyable.
Okay.
It's a really,
I forget
it's
you
a
like
really
these-
good, like, if you want to watch TV and play a game, it's perfect for that. And it's from our friends at Focus Home Interactive.
Is it really a focus game? Wow. That's very
Well,
interesting.
in another life,
Oh,
remember, we used to do a lot of stuff with Focus.
that's true.
And you're like, hey, you know, give me a list of games that you want to see if we can get. And one of the farming
always
simulators
Focus.
was on there just because I wanted to see. Because, hold on, let me go to its page.
It's funny. Focus is one of those publishers that I just forget what they do half the time.
They do a lot.
No, they do, but it's like we don't talk about them the same way as a lot of the people who do a lot.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, they do a lot in Europe. Or games
And that
games
could
that
be
are
why.
popular in Europe.
So all of the simulator games are super popular in Germany, for example.
Yes.
Like, I don't understand, but like that's just a thing.
And they have their own convention.
FocusCon?
No, FarmCon is for the farming simulator thing.
Okay.
I think this is the first year that they did it. Where they had competitive farming simulator.
What do you track?
Well, it looks like it's just like doing tasks. Yeah. So it looks like they were trying to harvest wheat bales, and so they're getting points for it.
Okay.
And you're on the same, like, it's a map, so there's two fields. And you have one, the other team has another. And you're trying to turn in hay bales as fast as you can.
Huh. That's interesting.
Yeah, and like it seems legitimately interesting. And it was on the same weekend as the Fortnite World Cup.
Which one's more controversial? That's the question.
I don't think there was anything controversial about Farming Simulator 19. It took home €2,000, a €500 Nitrado voucher, and 3 Logitech G513 keyboards. Which that Nitrado is apparently a server rental company. So,
Nice.
yeah. Right now, my current project is I found all the values for stuff in Cheat Engine.
Okay.
So I usually give myself $150 million.
$1 million.
Just to, more so that I can just do whatever I want and not have to, like slog through the early game. So my current project is forestry and grass, because they have a mechanic where you can mow your long grass and turn it into silage to feed animals. So then once I figure that out, then I'll get back into animals and do that again. But yeah, it's pretty fun.
That's interesting. Okay. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I've played or seen.
Also,
I've been watching
the PC Gamer article of the Farming 19 competition. The GIF of it that they have is there's a stray hay bale, and one team is rushing for the bridge, and accidentally picks up that hay bale with the front of their tractor and runs into the side of the bridge and flips over.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, so this is not something I've watched or seen, but I have a good question for you. So I don't know if we've actually talked about this. What is your opinion of AEW being on TNT?
Fine with it.
It felt like a weird channel choice.
No, it didn't. The TNT has a history. Because that's what WCW was on.
What I find interesting about that is, so A&E, so this happens, it premieres around the same time that they announced that, God, what is it? What's the second tier?
NXT.
Yeah, it's
NXT
gonna
is
have
going to be
its
on
own.
for 2 weeks
Yeah.
before.
But I find that interesting that, like,
AEW.
I'm like, also when I saw that too, I was like, why the fuck are we putting NXT now on Wednesday nights?
It's purely a Vince move.
Which is good, but it's gonna be also, it's not the dumbest move in the sense of, since now that SmackDown's gonna be Fridays, it's gonna be Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Which is nice instead of Monday, Tuesday.
Right. And that, so like,
Well, it used to be Monday,
from
Tuesday,
a-
Wednesday, because NXT would come out on Wednesday.
right, but it also wasn't on there. I wonder if also that's how they got, if that's how they like smoothed them over with the channel too, of like, okay, we'll give you a show still.
Well, and think
not the show you
about it
want.
this way. NXT is developmental. Or at least
Yeah.
always used to be. Developmental.
Now it is or isn't. It's very, now like people jump a lot more between them.
And they tape a bunch of the episodes. Mm-hmm. Well, they tape all of them. But
Yeah.
they'll tape like 3 or 4 at a night. So, how does NXT transfer into being live?
But they already made a show out of it anyway. They made episodes. It just wasn't live ever. Like that, it was still in the same format.
Right, but they could edit, like apparently they had to reshoot the end of an episode like 4 times.
But why can't they do that still?
Because it's live.
Oh, they're actually doing it live?
Yeah.
Yeah, who knows? I bet you're just gonna see the lower end of wrestlers just not be on there anymore. They're like, now you all at 205. Have a good day.
Well, no, that makes me think. Okay, is NXT going to be split into two divisions?
Like a TV ready and not TV
is
ready
there
division.
TV and house show people?
Oh, I didn't think of that one. That's actually a good point. Also, I find it interesting that AEW's premiere is going to be like Dean Ambrose and Chris Jericho. Like, it's like they're like putting all of their A-listers at fucking once.
Of course they are. Also,
It's a smart move.
it'll be interesting to see if Moxley's available for that, because he's apparently dealing with a staph infection that nearly killed him at one point.
Yeah. I'm just so I'm very torn because I don't have cable. But the workout room at my where over in my like lobby area in the apartment complex does have cable. So I'm really tempted when it's on to go just run for like the 2 hours while AEW is going for the premiere to watch it.
Yeah.
So I'm just genuinely curious like how it's going to compare once you put it on TV.
Yeah, it seems kind of tough because there's a lot of the hype that's behind it is because
Right.
it's been so sporadic.
Quiet. So now, like, I'm curious once you put it in this format. Like, I know you're gonna first night gonna do all of your A-listers, but I'm still curious. Like, can you make a show that is better than WWE on an average night? Not like their amazing shows or their worst shows. Can you at least like what the goal should be is try to be a hair better than their average night consistently.
Well, think about it this way, right? Like AEW, like I said, the hype is from kind of the scarcity. But when they had Fyter Fest and Fight for the Fallen, like 2 weeks apart, a lot of that hype had died down.
Right.
So now when it's on every week, is the hype going to be there? Obviously, everybody's going to watch the first episode. So week 2
That's the
is
question.
when you find out if you have a successful show.
But yeah, so I'm very curious on that one and how that's all going to turn out.
Yeah.
Okay. Other things before we get into the movie club portion of this episode. So we officially, the conglomeration continues. Giant Bomb is now a Viacom property.
No,
That's,
because CBS bought
yes.
Viacom.
Oh, okay. But they're one company now. It was a merger.
Yeah.
Which is funny, because they used to be one company, then they separated, and now they're one company again.
Yeah.
So I have a question then. Does that mean that the Giant Bomb cast can appear on SpongeBob?
Well, isn't SpongeBob done?
No.
Thought it was.
No, SpongeBob's like the one show. SpongeBob is I think like the second or third longest running cartoon ever. Because it's behind like The Simpsons and stuff.
Here's my thinking behind this move.
Okay, because I'm very curious, because to me it's such a weird...
Is this move, and I guess we'll have to see if NBC does anything, is this move to force Disney's hand? Because
I have a SpongeBob episode, by the way. SpongeBob is still going, but apparently they announced, which I didn't know, a spin-off SpongeBob show called... God, let me get the term right. Camp Corral.
okay.
Continue, as you were saying about Disney.
Does this force Disney's hand in the, there's going to be an antitrust suit at some point.
At some point.
So, does CBS, like, are all of these other companies kind of like, okay, guys, get your shit together. We need to condense this as much as possible to force their hand. Because if they can do it, then Disney looks like a fool. Because they spent all of this money to acquire everything, only to surpass, 55%.
Is it only 55?
Well,
for antitrust?
I think it's 60.
I thought it was a lot higher, but I could be wrong.
Do they do this to force Disney's hand, make him look like a fool, and kind of pounce on? Because Disney's going to have to sell stuff off. Or
Okay.
have them broken up. So. Because the way an antitrust will work in that case is they have to get their market hold under a certain amount. It's not even
Right.
under the amount of,
I
what
got
would
it.
trigger
It's-
antitrust.
I think it's 90%.
No, it's lower than that.
I'm seeing it somewhere like that.
They'd have to get their,
It depends which type of antitrust law you're using, by the way.
Yeah.
Because there's vertical integration, there's horizontal integration. Like, that's you start getting weird. It's the whole how film studios can't own movie theaters thing.
even though they totally do.
Okay, but they can't directly own them.
No, so they just
Disney
have their
can't
parent
own-
company own them.
Right. Disney can't own AMC not AMC. Disney can't own Regal Cinemas, for example. They just
do, though,
like
don't
that.
they?
No, they can't. They can invest in a company that do it, but they can't have controlling power in the company.
I could have
So
sworn
Disney
they
can
had.
invest into a third party and the third party can have control of Regal Cinemas. Disney cannot own Regal Cinemas. Disney cannot have a majority in that third party. There was a literal an actual thing. Well, basically what it was
Yeah,
is I think it was like
vertical
the 30s or 40s. And it was specifically with the film studios. The government went to them and said, you can have two of three things. You can have production control, you can have distribution control, or you can have theater control. You can only have two.
Yeah,
And so all
that's
of them
not exactly how it
decided
worked,
to
but-
drop. Okay, roughly.
Yeah.
But the whole idea was basically they had to decide which one are we giving up.
The reason they had to give up the studios was because it was, it still kind of is unregulated. So the government told them, okay, if you want to do this, then we step in. If not, then you get rid of vertical
one.
integration. Well, it wasn't even giving up, like a 2 out of 3. It was you either own the theaters or you don't.
Right.
If you own the theaters, the government comes in. If you don't,
So they all were
then
like, bye theaters, have a good day. Because they all understood. Because what it is they don't own the theaters, but Disney can do stuff to a theater and go, fine, you sign this deal or we don't give you the movie. That's what Disney can do.
Yeah.
And that's what they've been notorious doing. That's what I think you're thinking of. So they can't go, they technically can't own the theater, but they can still be like, you're signing this contract or you're not getting Star Wars.
yeah, I wouldn't be
And they
surprised
could,
if
do that.
somebody out there is going to all Disney's bluff and not sign that deal.
And that's gonna be real funny because they would just be like, "No, that is a good one." Oh, like they're really who could have that fight? So like,
AMC,
Is it-
Regal, Cinemark, Alamo.
I
There's
don't
probably
think
5 of them.
Elmo could have that. I don't think Elmo could have that fight. They'll lose that fight. Regal Cinemas or AMC can have that fight.
No,
Like,
Alamo could do it because then they would just bring in, because Alamo puts out movies. Mm-hmm. So they could turn it into, oh, we're going to be your home for smaller release movies.
mm,
We're going to sign deals with these production companies so that you can only see it at an Alamo.
and that's true.
And
But
they
I
would
meant
do
more-
that. They would take it so they can be like, okay.
But
they would
I meant
screw
more to the
everybody
point
over.
of. I meant more to the point where Disney just. I don't know if Disney would feel the burn of that one. Well, if AMC stopped showing movies, Disney would notice the effects.
Yeah.
That's what I
I'd
think it is.
imagine, they wouldn't necessarily feel the effect, but Alamos are very popular in a lot of bigger cities, especially in the South.
But I think AMC, we can't undercut like something like A-List, the effect it probably has on the box office.
Yeah. Well, what I was saying is like, it's not necessarily like Alamo wouldn't affect Disney, but it would hurt their public image a lot
Yeah.
because, like it or not, Alamo would play the victim in that case 100%.
Oh, and of course they would.
And like you've seen smaller theaters try to play the victim,
And it doesn't work.
and it doesn't work because they're small.
No one can. Yeah.
Like if AMC played the victim, oh,
Ooh, that'd be a fight. I'd watch that show.
like if
But yeah, that's
AMC decided to be like, okay, A-List covers everything except Disney movies, and we're gonna charge $40 for a Disney movie. So that technically they're still showing it,
but
but they're not really showing it. You know, if they did something like that, Disney would notice and would try to cut a deal. Be like, what can we do? And AMC is big enough to be like, stop making these deals. You know, stop signing these small theaters to, you have to show Star Wars on 5 of your screens each day when it's a 6-screen theater. You know? Like, they've done that. Disney has done that before.
oh, Disney is notorious for those deals.
Everybody likes, you know, to think that Disney's such a nice company, but they're real assholes.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying I'm not just defending like Disney as a corporation. It's a very interesting thing to watch all of them, I think.
Yeah.
But so there's that. Disney Plus just like announced a ton of shit this weekend because it was D23. I stick with that the Disney Plus is going to be the streaming service to beat. Especially after the new details they released of like everything, all the backlog is just coming on the spot.
Well, that's the thing, right? Like, we've never seen a movie company do a streaming service.
Especially a movie company that has so much shit.
Here's my
Between 20th Century Fox and Disney, they own an absurd back catalog.
yeah. Here's my thinking. Disney Plus is going to launch in 2024. Steamboat Willie's supposed to go into public domain.
Yeah.
Will Disney try to argue that we need to extend copyright law?
You do realize Disney is the reason we have the copyright law we have
Yeah,
right now.
totally. It's
Because
the
it
reason
was supposed
that,
to go in public domain 30 years ago, and Disney lobbied Congress to change the laws.
Yeah.
Oh, I guarantee you, Steamboat Willie will never enter public domain. I will bet you right now.
I think the only way it enters public domain is if we get a bunch of younger politicians.
I will literally bet you right now that will not happen.
Only purely because, like, if you're a lifer politician, you have no morals anyway.
See, but you forget the whole thing of every couple terms, new young politicians become lifers.
Yeah.
What you're saying is fundamentally is you have to elect basically half a new Congress in a single election cycle, which is never going to happen.
We need a lot more like.
Which
people
we
running.
both agree. We both agree that's never going to happen. You're never going to
No.
elect 250 new congressmen in one cycle. Like that's just not happening. We should not pretend that's happening.
No, but I could definitely see like more people running. Like, obviously, we've seen the popularity of AOC.
Oh God! Don't give me popularity next to me. But go on.
Well, just no, like of these younger, like
But
I
here's my
hate the
question
term
though.
hip, but like hip politicians.
But here's my question though. How many of her can you have in Congress? And not from a political point of view, but from a auction sucking point of view. Because like she is the focal point of who you pay attention. Like there's 4 of them you pay attention to right now, right? You're not going to pay attention to a group of 50.
No, but I think if you have a group of 50 led by 4 or 5.
But that's the thing though. Once you inherently get that though, that's where it gets weird. it's the whole like how like Trump sucks the oxygen out of the room, but the whole point is Trump sucks the oxygen out of the room. Like he is the focal point.
Yeah.
And for something like what we're talking about, you'd need a bunch of focal points.
Not really. You would need one focal point that had a large group behind
Influence. Yeah. Which I don't know if we're seeing that in slightest.
Who knows? Politics are changing every day because
They always change.
they want to. Well, there was a period of time where it wasn't people changing what they believed every 2 weeks.
I don't know if I agree with you. I think you have we kind of like sugarcoat it. I think there always was that. It's just a matter of looking back. We don't see it that way, but in the moment it was.
I mean, you think about like when my dad was born in '59. All right, politics politics in the 50s and 60s, especially in the Midwest, were very.
Where were you going with
safe.
this? They were very volatile, but go on.
Well, in big cities.
But I
Like Detroit, obviously, but that's a completely different story.
obviously, but no, but it was very volatile. The Civil Rights Act was volatile across the nation, fundamentally, even in the suburbs and in the more rural areas. And that is 1965
As he puts it, it didn't matter.
or 64. That's 1964. But you could feel it ripple. And that's what I think by when I say volatile versus being steady is, so you have that fundamentally that happened. You have obviously the assassination of JFK, everyone felt.
Yeah.
Ike, I think under Eisenhower is when you get your steady argument. Like if you try to tell me you think 52 through 60 was mostly stable with some exception, I think I agree with you a lot more than trying to put it in a 20-year period.
Well, also think about like until probably the 80s, the Republican beliefs were barely set in stone. Like even if they publicly said, "Oh, well, we support civil rights or whatever."
So
like
the
they
reason
really
I
didn't.
I don't know if I, so this is what gets weird, okay? And I think this is just the nature of how parties have changed over periods is the Republican Party, until you get to like 90s, right? We're basically two parties in one.
Yeah.
You have the liberal Republicans, so like the Rockefeller Republicans on one half, and then you have the Goldwater Reagan Republicans on the other half of this coin. What then happened is first 94, obviously, and then from 94 to 2008 is really you saw this shift happen of you lost the Rockefeller Republicans in the same way you lost the Southern Democrats.
Yeah.
Basically, because what it was is, and fundamentally what happened was the Republicans traded the East Coast for the South when the Democrats traded the East Coast for the South, traded the South for the East Coast, is what fundamentally happened in our elections.
Yeah. And your point is like it's not necessarily like I'm not saying that the things like the basis of the party, right? Like obviously the basis of the Republican Party is small government, like
Yeah.
low taxes, no handouts, no nothing. That has remained steady for 80 years.
So let me put you. So you almost argue that, and maybe this is why I misunderstood you, is economically speaking, the parties haven't shifted, but you think socially they have from a policy.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's like the religious right is a good uprising example of what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I mean, until the 60s, if we're being honest, the Republicans didn't care about religion. It was only until the U.S. felt the communist threat that
the religious
they
care came.
dove head first into.
Which I might agree with you, because I think the Democrats during that time did care about religion, I think was where the shift was.
Yeah. Well,
Think about it. JFK was a Catholic, it was a good example.
Yeah. In God We Trust didn't exist on our money until the 50s.
Right. But that was interesting about that, and I'm not disagreeing with your point, is that was approved by a Republican president, but passed by a Democratic Congress.
Yeah. one nation under God wasn't in our Pledge of Allegiance until the 50s. Like, you know, as soon as the communist threat was real.
Do you not feel that was part of like the uptick of patriotism in the 50s though also?
No. This country was founded on the freedom of religion. Like,
Yes, but religion has always been like, especially if I'd argue like the late 1700s through the early 1800s, religion was still in the minds of the leaders of the country.
oh, totally.
Like pilgrims were Calvinists, like that, like, and it kind of stuck in that mindset forever.
Yeah. I actually had this argument with my grandma a couple months ago now at this point, about freedom of religion.
It's freedom of religion, not from religion, and that's the catch.
But think about it this way, right? As she argues, the church gave government the freedom, which doesn't make sense. But the government puts in place freedom of religion. So you can be freedom from religion, you can be whatever religion you want, but you can't be essentially persecuted under that. So, does that also mean religion has freedom from government? Because if you think about it, like think about a social exchange, right? Like if I give you a freedom, you're kind of expected to give that freedom back.
But it does. But
right?
See, and this is where it gets it's very interesting. I'm not disagreeing with you. I just think it's a very interesting case you're laying down there, because thinking of like the founders, for example, too, of like if you think of like Thomas Jefferson, notoriously did what, the Jefferson Bible, but he did 2 Jefferson Bibles, and this is what's interesting. We all only care about the first Jefferson Bible, not the second one he did, where he fundamentally, in writing the letters tied to this, talked about the need of a moral and religious society, even though he was one of the most fundamentally like institutionally religious founding fathers.
Yeah. And however you justify your moral compass is on you,
But I think it's a very interesting thing I argue that fundamentally the United States has freedom of religion, but for sure in every rule or every general societal institution, especially in the early days, they looked to religion for either the compass or how to make the institution.
Yeah. Well, and they were also trying to build a government, and the vast majority of European governments, which they were trying to build their basis on,
model,
were run more or less by a religion.
Or they run a religion in the case of in Britain.
Yeah.
But yeah. Huh. Interesting. Other general quick thing before we jump to Movie Club is PlayStation finally bought Insomniac Games.
Yeah.
And that was the whole thing in the industry, like everyone knows this, like they've tried to buy them how many times. What's interesting to me now though is the sad thing of, I think we're losing all of the big indie studios now, in the sense of like independent. Like we lost Insomniac, we've lost Double Fine, we lost Psyonix, who made Rocket League. Like you're losing these teams very quickly. So, like, besides Bungie, I think they're the only big one left now.
Well, if we're being honest, Psyonix wasn't big until they made Rocket League.
Oh, that's true, but I meant more of like, if I try to name big independent studios.
Yeah.
Like, we lost Respawn a couple years ago. You start losing things, it's like, I think Bungie is the only big one I would identify left.
Yeah.
And I bet you Bungie is not independent forever.
No. Somebody's going to pick them up.
I almost want to live in the world where Microsoft buys them just for the pure irony.
It'd be a big dick energy move, that's for sure.
Like they're like, come back, we swear we'll be better this time. It'd be like you actually like beg you to come back.
I mean, all signs point to Bungie would go to Sony. Because all of the only thing was
they were on Microsoft's Gamescom stage.
Because they were the only one that did a thing.
But the whole point is they were under Activision under contract where they couldn't go on a Microsoft stage. That was an Activision contract, not a Bungie contract, if that makes sense.
Yeah. What I'm saying is Microsoft was the only
Yeah.
person there.
But I think
so-
that shows now in their independent era they're more agnostic of where they're going.
Yeah.
Now it's movie club time. AJ, do you want to start old or new?
Let's start old.
Okay. So we watched Remember the Titans,
Yep.
which I had apparently never seen before.
I guess.
Did you appreciate my string of texts of like, you didn't tell me this guy from Scrubs in this one? Like, when I saw Ryan Gosling, my mouth dropped.
Yeah, it's got. Hold on, let me pull up the.
It's a pretty decent cast list, actually.
Yeah, it's got MTV. Denzel, Will Patton, Wood Harris, Ryan Hurst, Alan Fison, Craig Kurtwood, Kit Pardue, Hayden Panettiere, Kate Bosworth, Ryan Gosling, Richard Fullerton, Tim Moore. Like, there's a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
There's also a ton of people in this movie that this is their only movie.
Hold up. Hayden Panettiere is the little girl?
Yeah, she's the coach's daughter.
Holy shit, I did not even realize that at all.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, Donald Fison from Scrubs.
So, I'm gonna say this to start out with. This is one of the best old movies we have seen.
Yeah, because I totally picked it as this is a great movie.
It is. So again, I'm gonna start here too. The story of the movie did not fucking matter. It was the fucking journey.
Yeah.
like you're like, oh whatever. Obviously they're gonna win at the end. But it was this like going through the camp and them going together and like them started singing musicals.
Yeah.
So the entire time, I'm gonna say the thing that you're gonna just when I say it, you're gonna maybe look at me with strange looks. Okay. Remember the Titans. From a feeling of a film point of view, the entire time, all I could think of is, it makes me wish that, Best of Enemies was anything like that. Like the feeling of it. Because it talks about the same topic, fundamentally.
Oh, yeah.
And like the entire time I was like, God, somehow they actually understood this correctly.
Well, they did it through the backing of sport, which I think helped a lot.
Oh, I think I did too, but like totally they got I think they would have talked the topic of like here are people who are against it, here are people for it. You see the protests, you saw people lose friends over it like
Well, and it was also that wasn't the focus of the that really wasn't the focus of the movie.
and it wasn't the focus, but it was the backdrop helped say it.
Yeah. Whereas with Best of Enemies, the entire focus of that movie is, these two extremely set in their ways, stubborn people.
Which the coaches were the coaches not that?
One of them was.
No, they both were.
Well, no, because Denzel is very much like, I'm set in my ways because I have to show you that I am capable of this,
Okay.
and less of I am set in my ways because I'm set in my ways.
Where the other man's more sent his ways because he sent his ways.
Yeah, well, no, more of what's her face from Best of Enemies.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she was set in her ways to be set in her ways.
Mm-hmm.
She wasn't trying to show not Sam Elliott. What's his name? The actor.
Rockwell?
Yeah, Sam Rockwell. To show Sam Rockwell that like she's not showing him like we are capable of being as good as you.
Mm-hmm.
She was just stubborn to be stubborn.
Mm-hmm.
whereas Denzel's character is very much he's stubborn because he has to be to show Will Patton that he is capable of being a good football coach.
Mm-hmm.
And then once he figures out that he is good enough to be a football coach, then he accepts it.
Mm-hmm. But no, I really enjoyed the film a lot. It's weird watching skinny Ryan Gosling, though. Gonna say it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he wasn't
I
most
feel
of
that.
that.
I enjoyed, obviously, all that. Like, when the guy gets paralyzed, I thought was very touching. But, like, the moment he was paralyzed and you go to the final game, like, obviously at that point they're winning.
Yeah.
Like, it was like they set up perfectly of like, yep, and now the team's just gonna wipe the floor with them. But yeah, I really enjoyed this film. It is one of the best old movies that we have seen, for sure.
Probably the best old movie we've seen. Well, no, we saw Mad Max.
Okay, this is where me and you disagree.
To me, Mad Max Fury Road, especially in the black and white edition, is an exceptional movie. The story is whatever, but the
Are you gonna try to tell me this is better than The Italian Job?
yeah. Because the Italian Job is just kind of dumb action. Like, it's fun action, but it's dumb action.
Okay, is this better than Agent Coney Banks 1?
Oh, definitely.
Is it more fun than it, though?
Yeah.
I don't. Okay, that's a good fight. I think there's a fight there. Which movie's more fun?
I mean, I think I had more fun watching. Well, okay, I had more fun watching Cody Banks
Because I didn't expect to have fun.
in the
the
current
full thing of that movie.
watching that movie because of seeing just how kind of hilarious the idea of that movie is. Whereas, like, I've watched Remember the Titans quite a few times, even before when I watched it for this. So it wasn't as surprising.
Mm-hmm.
But I think, like, when I saw Remember the Titans versus when I first saw Cody Banks when it came out, I had more fun watching Remember the Titans.
Mm-hmm. Nice. But yeah, so we both approve. The new movie that I'm gonna say we saw was Angel Has Fallen.
So I didn't get a chance to see it because I was super busy, but I apparently saw at least one of the scenes at some
Oh,
point.
fuck. I think we talked about this too. The scene that he described last episode was exactly what the fuck happened.
Oh, yeah.
So, Angel Has Fallen. Question, did you see the other two Has Fallen series?
I saw London Has Fallen when it came out.
Have you seen Olympus Has Fallen?
At some point I did.
So, you know I don't love blind action films. I don't know why. I really like the Fallen series. And Angel Has Fallen to me is another one of those great films. It is as insane as you think it is. Also, I do appreciate, like, in this world, that America just gets attacked every 5 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Like, it's
I'm
actually absurd.
really curious. Is
Yeah.
Aaron Edgerton's the president at first, right?
God, you're gonna make me look this up again. I remember this was something weird. Okay. So, Angel
But
Has Fallen.
he's president in the beginning of the movie
He of which one?
of Angel.
No. Of Angel, Morgan Freeman is now president.
Okay.
Morgan Freeman was vice president in the last film, I think.
Yeah.
And then he was Speaker of the House.
I'm trying to remember because I distinctly remember seeing also Morgan Freeman get sworn in.
That was London Has Fallen, I think, is when he got sworn.
So that was the end of London Has Fallen. But I've seen the fishing scene
Right.
at some point, and it's been a while, so I don't know how I saw it.
But yeah.
Yeah.
But speaking of Focus, by the way, it's a Focus Features film.
Focus. Didn't they put out Focus?
Yeah. Yeah.
That terrible Will Smith, Margot Robbie movie?
Yeah. But it was because that was the one that they held till after Wolf on Wall Street, but was filmed before Wolf on Wall Street.
Yeah. Yeah, they held it thinking,
'Cause
Margot Robbie's going to be a star.
Which, to be fair, I don't think they were wrong. That was actually from a understanding, getting that film pressed point of view.
I mean, was it smart to hold it? Yes.
Like, yes, because for sure, people would not have known who she was.
Right, so now you've got 2 stars. Mm-hmm. But to put it out when they did, oof. Margot Robbie, you're a star. You're in Focus, which is one of the worst movies. Like, that's the problem with releasing films out of order.
Is you could tell their chops, kind of.
Well, there's chops, but it's, okay, she filmed this when she wasn't that big of a deal. So, it wouldn't have hurt her star status at all, because she wasn't a star when she filmed it. But then suddenly she becomes a mega star after Wolf on Wall Street. Mm-hmm. And then you release this going, okay, cool, we got this. Oh, we don't.
Yeah. Okay, so back to London Has Fallen.
Yeah.
So the whole shtick, I'm going to run you through it, okay? Obviously, the whole thing here, we've seen these movies, we talk about them, is that basically, obviously, America was attacked, and the president was attacked, and it was a group who led it. The thing that you find out is that they put it on Gerard Butler to make him look guilty, but it ended up being his old friend that did it, because under the new administration, they've made it so no longer government contractors can no longer fulfill military roles, because they used to be able to do that, apparently. So basically, the whole plan is that they want to do it so they get into more wars, because he made it look like Russia did it, so that way a bunch of the contractors can make money again.
I believe that's the case currently, where government contractors they don't technically fill...
They don't fill positions, they make stuff. That's the difference.
They don't fill...
No,
they don't necessarily fill roles, but like Blackwater, which is now gone defunct,
mm-hmm.
They filled a position of they need the security.
I don't know, but I think in this world they were trying to make them the contractors used to be able to do active soldier jobs.
Yeah, they don't do that.
Not just security force, yeah. Right? That's what I mean. And then under the Morgan Freeman administration, he said no longer with that. So the whole twist in this film is you find out the guy who hired the guy was the vice president because he wanted that to happen. Which I think is a cool... When I found out that, I was like, oh, that's a fun twist.
So here's what I forget.
Mm-hmm.
When the president is relieved of office.
Are you talking about in real life?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the VP becomes president.
Okay.
Does the Speaker of the House become vice president?
No. Okay, you're from Michigan. You should know this shit.
Well,
because
Jerry Ford was appointed.
Okay, so this is how it works. So this amendment did not exist until LBJ got this amendment passed because they were concerned if he gets assassinated, what happens? Because this was never explained ever in the Constitution. So the rules currently based on the amendment is if something happens to the president, no matter what it is, vice president becomes the president, right? After that, the new president has to then nominate a vice president. Then he has to pass the House and the Senate both with a majority of the votes to become the vice president.
Well, but the
That
thing
make
of it
sense?
is, Jerry Ford, I don't think ever was vice president.
So no. What it was is Nixon's VP Cyril Agnew or whatever it was, Agnew,
Yeah.
resigned.
First.
So there was a vacancy. Right. And then Nixon then nominated Gerald Ford because I think it was Mike Mansfield who was the majority leader at the time. Because Nixon was asking, because the Democrats controlled the House and the Senate, was like, who can I nominate that you guys will actually let me get in? He looked at him and said, you nominate Gerald Ford or you don't get anyone.
Yeah.
So he nominated Gerald Ford. He passed the House and the Senate because he led the Republicans in the House and he was very respected. So then he, at that point, became the vice president. Then obviously Nixon resigned and Gerald Ford became president. And then Gerald Ford nominated Nelson Rockefeller to become his vice president, and that got approved.
Yeah, I couldn't remember how that all happens because, like, when Jerry Ford became president, obviously nothing like that had ever happened.
He was the first. The only two people who've ever become vice president by appointment. It's Gerald Ford and Nelson Rockefeller, are the only two that's ever happened to.
Yeah.
And they were back to back, obviously.
So yeah, I couldn't.
So,
I
if
couldn't
for some
remember.
reason, so how the chain of command works is whoever is next in line becomes the president, and then the rules follow as is. So, like in the first one of the following series, when the president and vice president become not available, the Speaker of the House then becomes the president.
Yeah.
That's how that works. And again, it could be pending the circumstance. It could be temporary or permanent. Like if the president's in a coma, like in this film, the vice president is the acting president. But if the president dies, the vice president is the president.
Yeah.
So.
Or if you're Dick Cheney, you're the acting president.
Okay, that's just what Vice says, but okay. Oh, yes, actually, that's a real thing. For like 2 hours, he was the acting president when Bush was under colonoscopy.
Yeah.
If any time the president's under surgery or whatever, the VP is the acting president.
Because obviously Cheney knew that the surgery was happening.
Yeah, that was not a surprise. That was by the way, you're going to be president from 2 to 3.
Right. If Cheney knew that was gonna Cheney knew that was gonna happen, why didn't he just try to push everything that he wanted?
Because you still have to get
Ridiculous.
department heads to prove it, and because of the nature of them, like you're fired. But the moment Bush awakes, he can undo everything.
Yeah.
Also, in general, I don't remember if it was the first or second term. If it was the first term, Bush could just be like, "Okay, you're not on my 2004 ticket."
Yeah. Yeah, I
Because
forget
it's the
when
president who
I was
decides. Because the president decides the ticket, so you could always, in theory, kick off the VP.
Yeah.
He can't fire him though, which is a fun thing, but he can kick him off the next ticket.
Yeah. We're totally getting off track, but what's the...
Angel Has Fallen, good movie. Go on.
Yeah, the Fallen series is, of the two that I've seen. Although apparently
them.
I've seen the third one at some point. Or at least parts of it.
What's the what?
The Fallen series is good, but is the vice president the only one that can be because obviously you can impeach the president, and I guess you could.
No, you can impeach. You could. So you can.
You could
this
impeach
gets
the
weird.
VP, but you would never do that.
Yeah, you could, because if you think about it, the president nor vice president. So this is what gets weird. So under the 25th Amendment, okay. So it used to be impeaching used to be the only way to get out of the office. The 25th Amendment says if it's the majority of the cabinet and the vice president approve that a president is ill-served to fit, they can actually kick him out of office.
Well, that's not what I was.
No, but in
Thinking,
theory, I wonder if you could hold up in a court case and go, can the president and the majority of the cabinet do the same thing to vice president?
Yeah.
That's why I'm going on that one. Because the way we elect them in the United States is we say that the vice president has to have 100% the qualifications as the president to be able to become the vice president.
Yeah. Well,
which is the only
you're
person in the
supposed
chain
to,
of command. No, you do. You have to be born in the United States. You have to be 35. Like, you have to be, and you have to be a citizen.
yeah, like in terms of qualifications to become.
I mean, I meant from a legal generic qualifications. Like, the Speaker of the House does not have to have the same
Correct.
qualifications. She just, or he cannot become president if the time would come, you get passed over.
Right.
The Vice President has to have the qualifications.
I meant more in terms of, like, a lot of times the VP isn't, up to the task, should we say?
See, I don't know if I agree, because I almost argue that besides Dick Cheney, the majority of vice presidents are just as qualified of the presidents who got elected with them.
Yeah. Well, yeah,
And
the
I almost
idea is
might
that
argue
the
that
person
Dick
you want to
Cheney-
run with it
Right.
should be qualified.
I
as
almost
you.
might argue that Dick Cheney might be more qualified than George W. Bush was at that time.
Oh, yeah, Cheney should have been a president.
Because Dick Cheney is Secretary of Defense. Secretary of Defense is one of the most important positions in the cabinet, point blank.
Well, and arguably he was SOD at the time where being SOD was the most important.
Right. So, like, he helped to lead the European reunification. The rumor was for a while that you had stuff where, like, Reagan thought of him as a vice president contender, for example, which is always interesting. But you think about it, you had that stuff at the time. If you go back farther, Al Gore versus Bill Clinton. Al Gore was a senior sitting senator comparatively to a governor of a small state, right?
Yeah.
H.W. to Reagan. Reagan was a governor. H.W. led the CIA. So Reagan, I think, might be more qualified.
Well, okay, in terms
it's
of,
hard
like,
one.
stuff that you could easily find, yes.
Right.
Being the leader of the CIA is, like,
No, being leader of CIA, I'm not saying it's nothing.
the stuff that they would accomplish is
But he
arguably...
led,
Yeah.
at the time, though, Reagan led the biggest state.
Yeah.
And that's where you get, like, from a pure paper point of view,
Yeah.
neither is something to scoff at.
Right. But
I think
but
leading
more of-
Arkansas is more to scoff at than leading California,
Yeah.
for example.
Yeah. But more of leading the CIA, like, what they do on a daily basis is effectively what the president does.
I got a good one. Nelson Rockefeller was more qualified than Gerald Ford. Nelson Rockefeller was the governor of New York.
Yeah.
Gerald Ford was the House Minority Leader.
Yeah. I would say he's more, like, Jerry was more in tune with being
Washington.
being able to get stuff done in Washington.
Which, okay, he didn't get shit done, so I don't know about that one.
Well, no, but he was more in tune of, like, if something needed to get done.
He at least understood the processes from
yeah.
doing them.
Yeah. Whereas Rockefeller would have been like, oh, like, I know how it works in New York.
Right.
I don't know
He
how
was
it
a
works.
good one. He was a good one. LBJ was for sure more qualified than Kennedy.
Yes, but Kennedy
Because
was
Kennedy was in the
popularity
Senate for
contest.
5 minutes, and LBJ was Senate Majority Leader.
Yeah.
LBJ was technically above Kennedy in, like, an actual chain of command in the Senate.
Yeah, but when you have, like, you don't put LBJ as your top when you have Kennedy, because Kennedy was just a popularity contest.
Also, LBJ faced Kennedy and lost.
Yeah.
They were in the primary together.
Well,
Yeah,
and
that's what
if you
it's
think
very
about it, a lot of
interesting
people
thing.
voted for Kennedy because, oh, he's this young hotshot. You know,
Which I don't think Nixon was that much older than him, actually, at the time. What was Nixon, maybe 8 years older than him?
well, Kennedy was what, in his early 40s?
And what was Nixon? Early 50s, maybe?
Yeah, 50s or early to mid 50s, I think.
Was he that? Okay, Richard Nixon was born... You ready for math? Was born in 1913. Richard Nixon was 47 when he ran for president.
How old was Kennedy?
That's what I'm trying to say. I think they might be the same fucking age.
They weren't
so
the same
Richard
age.
Nixon was... Okay, Richard Nixon was born in
13.
19... And then JFK was born in 1917. So they were 4 years apart. So Nixon was 47. Kennedy was like 43.
And Kennedy was also from the Northeast.
And Nixon was from California.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? It's very interesting in the sense of
But
they
at
were,
the time,
we treat
California
their-
wasn't what it is now. Like,
I thought it was still at that. No, so what it is 1972 is the 1970 census is the first time that California passed New York. So until then, New York was the biggest state.
but in terms of like California was big, but like in terms of
Control
pop
and
culture,
like
New York
Yeah.
was still the king.
New York was king in pop culture and in politics.
So, like,
Where
I
now
don't think
California
California
has
took
influence?
over New York in terms of pop culture until the 90s.
Maybe the 80s.
Nah.
Because here's my argument: is where's your president from in the 80s?
Well, but like, in terms of like when stuff on TV, well, and especially music. If we look at music,
Yeah, but if we start looking at TV and movie, like obviously movies were always California, but I think we're more looking like where they're set
yeah.
than like where they're filmed, because then California would be king always. And I agree with you that California was not always king.
Yeah. But like if we look at music more than anything, because music is a very good indicator of what becomes popular throughout the nation.
Mm-hmm.
California had a couple big names, but until the NWA in 85.
Ooh, I don't know if I agree with you, because you have like a bunch of hippie music was California. All of them were about California.
But in terms of like they were popular, but they weren't like NWA literally took over the U.S.
See, but I think we're misunderstanding. Like, I almost disagree, because the sense of like I think the hippie movement defined the late 60s and early 70s, for example.
Oh, it totally did.
And
But
that
a
was,
lot of the
like,
artists,
West Coast.
a lot of the artists that hopped on that train were not from.
But
California.
but the catch is, though, they're not from it, but everyone identifies them as from it, and that's what's important in influence.
Where was Jimi
It doesn't
Hendrix
matter
from?
where you actually. See, but when I say that's not hippie to me, I'm saying hippie. I mean like Bee Gees, and I mean like
yeah.
like that. Like when I say hippie, I mean like the like Peace Man.
Well, Woodstock was in Pennsylvania. It was never planned
That's
for
true.
California. It was always it was originally planned for New York, but
Where do you think Jimi Hendrix is from? You want to make your point?
he's from Canada, isn't he?
He's from Washington. That's very West Coast.
For some reason, I thought he was born in Canada.
No, he's from Seattle, which makes sense because Seattle
Yeah.
is like the weird rock music city.
But like Seattle music is much different than California.
Oh yeah, 1,000%. I'm not saying this, but just funny that like totally West
Yeah.
Coast.
Maybe Jimmy's one of his parents was from.
Jimi Hendrix. Oh, what's so weird to think he died at 27.
Yeah,
Like I knew he was.
he was
young,
the
but,
first
like,
of the 27s.
of Club 27.
Yeah, well, I think the first big one.
Nice. So yeah, so I think that's a fun way for us to leave. We had a nice history talk today. We approve of Angel Has Fallen, or at least one of us does. We both approve of Remember the Titans. This was a good month after all, AJ. I want to be proud of us.
Yeah.
We picked a good month this month. We didn't have to slug ourselves through atrocious films for once.
Here's the thing, I will approve of Angel Has Fallen right now.
Okay.
Because I'm pretty sure I've seen most of it.
You have not, though. I will guarantee it.
That or one of the other Has Fallen movies had shot for shot that exact scene.
Maybe. It's fine, because don't worry. Next month, we're just going to make sure it's some straight atrocious movie.
Okay. I mean,
Realistically, next month is going to be probably something like... I'm trying to make an excuse for it not to be it, but I think that's the one that makes sense. It might be
Chapter
it.
2. Well, the problem is it is so early.
That's true, but like I don't know anything else of next. We'll figure it out. We'll come back to this. Keep this in my mind. but it
Rapid
might
Response
be
is supposed to be really good.
it. But that's also early.
Yeah.
That doesn't fix our problem. Okay, well, we'll figure this out later. Oh, I didn't tell you the other fun thing. In October, when the new Kevin Smith movie comes out, they would think, because it's the Jay and Silent Bob reboot, they have screenings that I'm going to where it's a back-to-back double feature, like as it comes out of the original Jay and Silent Bob and then the reboot right after it.
Oh, I know our September movie.
Oh no.
Rambo: Last Blood.
Oh fucking! I did see the trailer and I immediately thought of you. Fucking hell. Okay. Well, we will discuss this next time. I'd like to thank everyone for joining us. Remember, coming in October, me and AJ will be at GDUX over in Columbus, Ohio during Columbus Day weekend. Come say hi.
Nobody cares about Columbus Day unless you work for the government. Off mic cough.
I don't work for the government. I work for a company that works for the government.
You work for the government.
That's not what my paycheck says. Nor some of the benefits I get. But remember, we will be there at GDUX. We're going to do a panel. We will probably going to end up watching some film clips, which will be fun. We'll be around the convention, probably talking to some people, recording stuff on the show floor. Otherwise, coming soon, I am working towards the process of one of these days moving all of our podcasts also to a YouTube channel. So that way you can get them, because some people like watching stuff on YouTube, even if it's just audio for some reason. But it just takes time, so keep an eye out that one of these days. Otherwise, I think that's all the big things. Oh, and remember, we were still doing the Borderlands 3 show with me and my friend Dan. We have one more episode left, obviously, of Borderlands 3 when that comes out sometime in the next couple weeks. So we're probably going to do one when it comes out, and then one maybe a couple weeks down the road with some more thoughts on the matter. But yeah, otherwise, you can follow me on Twitter at Mikey_Maroney. You could follow AJ at that AJ Boy. You can follow the show at the SWW Show. Remember, go to the swwshow.com with anything else you need from us. And remember, you can always email us at podcasts with an S at the swwshow.com. AJ, anything else for these nice, fine, lovely, beautiful people and you?
Yeah. Did you see? It was a couple days ago as we were recording this. I forget her name. Laura Spencer is her name. That's her name. She's a host for Good Morning America.
Okay.
She mocks the young prince for taking ballet classes.
What is your opinion of that?
Just like, obviously people talk about, like, one of the issues, and I will agree with this, is the toxic masculinity idea of, you know,
I think it's overblown, but continue.
well, just it is a problem. Is it overblown? Yes, but is it a problem? Yes.
I'm not saying it's not a problem. I just meant more. I think it's overblown.
But you do agree that it's a problem, and that's my opinion too. It's a problem. It's overblown. But if you want to point to, okay, let's look at a case of where it's not the guy portraying toxic masculinity, but
it's the other people
in fact
talking about
somebody else, and it was her mocking. Oh, he's what, 6?
Yeah.
6-year-old kid for taking ballet classes.
Also, we have breaking news right now as the show is ending. Nathan Fillion was just added to the Suicide Squad because James Gunn is directing that sequel, and the rumor right now is Green Lantern.
Oh boy.
What is Nathan Fillion? So you have to give me a chance. Give it a chance. Remember, go say hi to someone, tell them about the podcast. We'll catch you guys next time.
Goodbye.
This podcast was a product of the SWW Show. You can find more at the swwshow.com or facebook.com/the SWW store or twitter.com/SWW. You can find out more about Mike at Mikey_Maroney on Twitter and more about AJ at LoCBor on Twitter. Remember, new episodes come out twice a month, one focusing on the new entertainment news and one focusing on movie club, so new and an old movie. You can find out more again at the swwshow.com, and you can find the show on podcast services around the globe.